Welcome to another episode of the Happy Friday Committee, Happy Friday Mindset. Today we have a special guest, Mr. Ahmad Beyah, who is a children's author who has written a wonderful book for children based on bullying. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. I asked you on here because this falls right in line with what the Happy Friday Committee principles is based on in terms of being fearless, resilient, intuitive, determined, appreciative, and youthful. And I want to frame these questions in terms of your book, in terms of if I am a child who is being bullied and is producing fear in me, what should I do first?
Well, first let me introduce myself. I'm Brother Ahmed. I'm your brother. I'm your friend. I'm a father, youth mentor. I've been working with youth for over 40 years. I'm only 50, but growing up with youth, I was raised around young men and young women, and I've witnessed so many different experiences when it comes to bullying. So when a child experiences bullying, the first thing they should do is find someone to communicate with, find someone that they trust, find someone that they can talk about the experience that they're having or the difficulties that they're having. So that's the first step, is finding someone to communicate with.
Mm-hmm. So you said finding somebody to communicate with. If I communicate with somebody as a child and they fix the issue and my self-esteem is broken in terms of that situation, what I've been through, being bullied, how do I bounce back in terms of once I am bullied, I report it, and the situation is resolved? How do I bounce back and build my self-esteem back up?
Well, let me start by breaking down what bullying is, so we have a good understanding about bouncing back. Yeah, bullying is the process of when someone is taking your power away. God gives us the power to be what we want to be free in the world, in the land, and to do good. And when someone comes and tries to impress their power on you and take away that power that God is giving us naturally, you're in a situation where you're being bullied. It could be different kind. There's so many different kinds of bullying: internet, social media, physical, verbal. So when you find yourself in a situation and you've communicated the situation to someone you trust or someone who can do something about it, your parents, a counselor, a teacher, and you get to understand that you're in a situation where you're being bullied, and you're able to come out of it, know of a surety that that's not the last time, the only time that you would be bullied. So coming out of it is building up a way and means of dealing with it. It's something that's it's in the world, and you have people in different situations. It may come at you all kind of ways, in your family, in your friends, in school, at work. It's going to come at you in different ways. So it's bouncing back is understanding and getting setting up a system, putting a system in place for yourself. So now that I know who I am, I gain knowledge of who I am, and I have love for myself, and I have love for the Creator who created me. This helps in this situation because now that I love myself and I strengthen myself to know what the situation is, how I can deal with it. Once that's put in place, bouncing back is just knowing that you can deal with it when you approach it.
Wow. Wow.
But it's building up. Bouncing back starts a process of you building up strength and fearlessness and bravery. All this comes in backing the system you put in place. So you have to put it in place for yourself, but you have to gain knowledge of who you are. You have to love who you are for you to protect yourself from someone taking the power from you that God gives you in the beginning.
Wow. So just bouncing back, and you spoke on a little bit what I was going to ask you next, which is the next principle, which is intuition. So you spoke on knowing who you are, which deals with intuition. The whole concept in terms of knowing who I am and knowing myself, if I'm being bullied, who do I go to? And knowing,
right.
How do I know where to go?
Right. And you said the right word when you said intuitive, because you get an intuition, you get a feeling when you have that feeling that someone's mistreating you, someone's dealing with you unfairly, you go to someone who can do something about it. The first person you should go to is your parents. And if you don't have parents, you should go to someone that's in authority. Whatever situation you're in, there's someone that's in charge, someone that's in authority. So your parent, a person in your religious institution, a mentor. You may even seek out a counselor, guidance counselor. We have internet today, so there's chat groups. You can Google chat groups. You can Google mentors. You can find someone, but for a child, their first step should be their parents, and then the next step should be a teacher, a mentor, a guidance counselor, someone in that facility. And if it's the person that's bullying you, may be verbally abusing you, may be a parent, may be a counselor, may be a teacher, and you find somebody outside of that. Sometimes you can speak to your friends about it, or a friend's parent. It's okay, but you have to find someone that you can trust and explain the situation to them.
So trusting my intuition, finding somebody who I can trust. And somehow in this particular situation, I'm being ignored. How do I stay determined in terms of finding somebody? Or what should I do to stay determined if my parents ignore me? The person I have that's in charge ignores me.
Back to the beginning of knowing who I am and knowing that I'm a child of the Creator. Call it what you want, God, Allah. You are a child of the Creator, and He wants happiness for you. He wants joy for you. Staying determined to get that peace, it's ordained for you. The reward of you staying determined to find peace is knowing that there's hope, there's good at the end of the tunnel. It's not meant for you to be oppressed. It's not meant for you to be sad. It's not meant for you to be unhappy and to be dealt with unfairly. So you have to stay determined and know that at the end of the road, there's peace for me.
Wow.
So when I'm being ignored and someone's not listening to me, I have to find somebody else. I have to go on and find somebody else, because if not, I'll stay in the state of depression, of sadness. And that's not the goal. And that's not the goal of the creator who created you.
Wow.
So you have to stay determined to find that peace.
Wow. 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 Well, in that sense, staying determined, I find somebody. And again, in this situation, the situation does get resolved. How do I how do I show appreciation towards myself and building myself up and just keeping a positive mindset?
You have to make yourself happy. I always ask children, and I always ask people, even adults, what makes you happy? What brings you joy? And when you find what makes you happy and what brings you joy, you have to bless yourself with it. So when you look for appreciation, you should find it first within yourself. Make yourself happy. Find out what makes you happy, what brings you joy. So the appreciation to self. Now, once I'm satisfied and I appreciate what I have done, all the work that I have done to get to that peaceful place, to find that happiness, then I look out amongst my friends and my peers, because they're going to show appreciation when they see you fighting. Believe you me, everyone around you appreciates the fact that you took on that journey and that fight. You know, some people give up. Some people, the race is not to the swift, but the ones who endure, the ones who go all the way. So anytime that there's accomplishments in your life, you graduate from kindergarten, you graduate from junior high school, these are accomplishments. And everyone shows appreciation. Everyone shows gratitude and appreciation towards you. Yes, but sir, you have to first be happy and show gratitude and appreciation toward yourself first and the creator, and then to all your family, friends, and those around you.
Wow. So showing appreciation, the next principle is being youthful. And I want to ask that in a sense of a child. How do I stay youthful as a child in terms of what organizations and what, as a child, what should I be doing?
Being youthful is a mindset. And whatever your mind can conceive, then you can express it. So being youthful is constantly renewing your attitude and your spirit. It's evolving all the time. It's becoming new all the time. So every time you hit a milestone, you run into a hurdle and you overcome it. So it's a process. So you run into a hurdle, you have to overcome it. You run into a problem, you have to overcome it. Once you overcome it, then you start a new journey. So every part of your journey, you will run into hurdles. You will run into problems. But once you meet and overcome the problem, you renew yourself. So you stay youthful by renewing your mindset. So every time you overcome something and you begin a new process, you become young again.
Wow.
And the times change over and over. Every year there's something new. Every year the seasons change. Spring, summer, fall, winter. The trees renew themselves, the vegetables, the land, the atmosphere, everything becomes new. And that's being youthful, just renewing yourself. So you have to become new again. It's like a rebirth. That's how you stay youthful.
Wow, wow, wow.
Don't allow your past to determine your future and your happiness.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So out of all these principles, I want to ask you, what principle sticks out to you the most and why?
I like the resilience.
Wow.
Because in this world, you have to be able to withstand and recover from difficult conditions. We're taught that we should constantly train and condition ourselves to meet and overcome all obstacles in our path.
Mm.
You have to train and condition yourself. So you should be constantly learning new things, renewing yourself. Being resilient is being able to hit a bump in the road and still go on and still pursue and still, because we're going to face so much difficulties and problems in our lives. And if we're prepared for it, I always say the 5 P's, proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Yes, sir.
If we are resilient and we prepare ourselves to meet an obstacle and overcome it and still be able to go on, wow, man, that stands out so much to me. And that is what I wish that I was taught as a young man. So I teach that to young women and young men that I run into. Don't stop. Don't stop. Go on. Go on. Push forward and be resilient.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you for coming on. Where can people pick up your book?
My book can be purchased. You can go on to our website at BeyahPublishing.com, BeyahPublishing.com. You can also find us on Amazon. We have a coloring book and a regular book. So you can go on Amazon and just type in Bilal and the Bullies, and you can purchase it on Amazon, and you can go to our website and purchase it as well.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, sir. And I'm going to post that at the end of this. But I thank you for coming on. I know this is going to help out a whole lot of children, and I'll definitely be pushing this on this platform as well, because this is definitely needed. So thank you for the work that you're doing.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. And I pray that you are successful with this podcast and that you help all those in the audience that watch your videos, because I love all the different interviews you're having, and it's building up it's building up fearlessness and resilience in your viewers. So thank you for just putting that out there. I can't wait for the show to air so I can really promote it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You have a blessed day.
You as well, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you.